Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 20th. We're just going to jump right in here, Sag. You have this dog card that says loyalty, determination on it. You have this ocean card. It says distance and journey on it. So, I feel for a lot of you, you could be going on a journey. You have the Knight of Wands, which is a very adventurous card. You could also just be determined to have something in your life with that determination card. It could be love. You could have your eye on a person here. And this looks amazing if you do want love, or if you do have your eye on a person, then, there could be like a very solid connection coming in for you or a person. But I kind of feel that you are kind of wanting to accomplish something. Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty. So, the thing that you could be wanting to accomplish with the Ten of Cups outside of love could just be, fortune after difficulty, freedom from whatever limitations you've been experiencing. And I do feel that for a lot of you. You have this ending card here says your life is at a turning point. Right now, you're ready. And you have the Tower. Look at that. This is the area of the good stuff, so that Tower is going to be good no matter what. But it is funny that you have that card that says your life is at a turning point, and then you have the Tower. Almost every single reading for this week has basically said that your life is at a turning point for pretty much everybody. So, it could be one of those weeks that is a big change week, or is a week where we're all being encouraged to commit to new directions. I say that to you because you have this. You go to the Seven of Wands, to the Two of Wands, Seven of Wands, Two of Wands to the Tower, which would be a big change that you're making, or a big transition that you're going through. You have the Ten of Cups, which again is fortune after difficulty, good things happening after a difficult period of time. It's kind of weird because you go Ten of Cups to the Five of Cups. So it's like maybe you thought you had your Ten of Cups and then you feel like you lost it. But I feel like there's something new coming in for you because, the solution to the Five of Cups is to turn around and see these two cups. Then you get this bridge and this castle. But when he turns around, he'll see the Hangman. And the Hangman is encouraging you to see things from a new perspective. And then you have the Two Wands in the world, in the Tower, which would tell me that you're kind of like getting out into the world, that you're completing one cycle, you're seeing reality for what it is with the Tower, and you're kind of like waking up to a new world or something. I don't know. Let's see where it goes. You have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups could be you thinking about the past. I don't really feel you're going back to the past. I think you're just thinking about it. But at the same time, going up here, you go Five of Cups to the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands kind of says the past is complete. This wand right here stands on its own, and he's reaching forward and he's grabbing this new wand in front of him. So I feel for a lot of you that this is kind of like saying the past is complete. It's time to move forward towards something new, or to something new. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Sun. Everybody needs to move towards the sun right now, I believe, which is joy, happiness, abundance, towards good things. So, I feel like you could be moving towards a lot of happiness. With the Ten of Cups, are you kidding? You have the Tower. See, I feel like you feel like you lost the Ten of Cups. So I'm wondering if you're getting a new Ten of Cups. Maybe you feel like you lost your happiness or your joy for something. For some of you, this obviously could be love, where maybe you feel like you lost the love of your life for a person who could be the love of your life. And now I feel you're kind of like rediscovering the Ten of Cups in this reading. It definitely hasn't been easy, but, there you go. With the Six of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness. And, oh, look at this. I didn't even notice. You have the Queen of Pentacles right next to the Six of Cups as well. So you could have lost a Capricorn, or, they could have run away from you or whatever. This could also be your finances, or something that brings finances into your life. The Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness, but in a reading like this, it would say that you maybe, there could have been some fear that came true, right? We're talking about in your past. The first row is basically your past position. So the fear could be like, maybe you were fearing losing your job and you did. Maybe you were fearing that something would happen with your money and it happened, right? Like something like that. I kind of have that story popping into my head as well. And so, I feel like you've been trying to recover based off the fact that you have the Tower here since whatever happened. And then we go to this row here, and in the area of the unexpected, you have this Y card and this Milk and Honey card. So I feel like you've been like trying to figure out why something had to happen. The Milk and Honey card is a really good card. It's a card of like bathing in something really nice, something that you want to bathe in, right? And so it's a card of like the sweetness of life. And so I feel like you have kind of been looking for answers as to why something difficult had to happen for you. And I also feel that this could have put you in a defensive position. You have the Seven of Wands here. He's defending his position at the top of the hill. I personally like the Seven of Wands because it's a card of conviction. It says when you know that something is for you, and when you're willing to die on that hill, then that's when you're going to truly be successful. So, I feel like for some of you, you are trying to defend something. And it's kind of funny as well that you go down to the hermit, to the hangman, to the hermit. The hermit has been through a dark night of the soul. He has learned everything that he needs to learn to shine his inner light. And so it's almost like you are shining your inner light, or you are defending your inner light, something that makes you special, or something, that you want to work on for the rest of your life. And I kind of really see you doing that. You have the Five of Cups, and again, Five of Cups is a card of, crying over spilt wine. He's crying over the fact that he no longer enjoys wine. So he's grieving the loss of something that he no longer enjoys. And the whole point of the card is that it basically says you don't even want the thing that you are worried about or, crying over anymore. And there's something much better coming in for you, because you don't just get these two cups, you get this bridge and this castle as well. And so I feel like there's like a much better opportunity, or there are much better opportunities coming in for you. You also have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, the Queen of Pentacles is also kind of specific. She is focusing on this pentacle here. She's not focusing on the rabbit that's right here. The rabbit can represent, fertility and abundance, but the rabbit can also represent fear and anxiety. And she's focusing on the pentacle. So it kind of says that she is focusing on what she does have, which is the solution to the Five of Cups. And she's not focusing on fear and anxiety and things that make her feel those feelings. She's focusing on being resourceful. She's focusing on being able to do what she can with what she's got. And I kind of feel that is going to be what makes this reading, what kind of makes you successful here, or will make you successful at this time if you put the work into this. So, there you go. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups. I knew that there were going to be two sevens. I mean, two sevens to me is internal fears that don't exist. So I really feel you need to let your fears go. Again, I think we were talking about this, that, maybe a fear came true in the past, but that doesn't mean a fear is going to come true again. And I was getting something about that. The Seven of Wands to me is also kind of saying that you have learned how to put up proper boundaries. So I feel like there's no reason. It's almost like you're worrying about something that you are already able to protect yourself from, especially if these are like boundaries with people or boundaries in situations, right? With the Five of Cups, you have the Four of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you had to take some time to heal, rest, relax, recover from a situation. I always look at the Four of Swords as a card of being ready to go. He is resting, relaxing, recovering on this card, but it kind of is a card that says now it's time to get up and get moving towards something, bigger and better in your life. So I do kind of feel that it's time for you. It's like, okay, you've been through the healing period process, and now it's time to, move towards something bigger and better. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the King of Swords here. King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom. So I feel like you've learned a lot, or you've kind of learned how to, go through certain things. The King of Swords is also a card that has where he has been through the most challenges. I always say that King of Swords has been through like the most battles and challenges and difficulties. And now he's coming out the other side. So I feel for a lot of you, it's kind of like saying to me that you've been through the worst of it, and now it's time to realize that you have all the knowledge and wisdom. I really get this feeling mostly because of the Hermit. The Hermit is coming up in the area of the good stuff, but the story of the Hermit is that his feet are frozen at the top of that hill, at the top of that mountain. And he could easily put his knowledge and wisdom, that lantern he's carrying, he could put that down by his feet, and he would be set free. So I feel for a lot of you that, it kind of is encouraging you. It's basically saying, I feel like the King of Swords is almost like the difficult lessons that you've been through, but you have learned how to deal with the difficult lessons. So now this reading is saying, like, you should be braver than you actually are, or something like that. And that's not like 100% accurate. And I'm not saying you're not brave, but I feel that you should be acting as if you are more brave, because you are. That's what this reading is kind of saying. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this Nightingale. Spirit says love is all around. You have this Whale. Spirit says trust in the great mysteries. I think the things that you've been through, it's like a mystery. It's like, why did I have to go through this? Why did I have to experience these challenges? But I think it's all going to start adding up soon. I love this Nightingale Spirit card. There's another deck I have with a Nightingale, and it's the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle. And on that card, the nightingale is really, really tiny, and it's sitting on like a gigantic egg. And the card itself says you are capable of much more than you realize. And I feel like that's what you need to realize with this nightingale spirit, is that you are much more capable and you're much more able to overcome things than you realize. So I feel like you need to, it's almost like you need to stick up for yourself, or you need to, kind of like be bold, be fierce, really go for something at this time. I'm not calling you out here, Sagittarius, but it's almost like I see you. Again, I think that I think maybe you're only putting 40% effort into something, especially for those of you working on a side hustle. And I'm not calling you lazy or anything like that. And I'm not saying that what you're doing is like super easy, right? But I almost feel that you probably are putting a lot of work into it, but it's like, are you putting the smart work is what I feel like this is saying. So, if you're like trying to turn a side hustle into a business, or, if you're trying to grow in life just in general, I almost feel that there's like 60% more effort, but it's not necessarily 60% more work, this could just be you doing things that are more efficient or, better. And I feel that's what you need to do here, especially if you're working towards something. You have the Two of Wands, Hangman, and the Justice card. The Two of Wands says something from the past is complete, and now he's reaching forward to this new wand, and he has the whole world in his hands. You have the world here, so I literally feel you have the whole world in your hands. Where he is standing is at the top of like a tower. He is standing in his castle, and the story of him is that he rushed to a finish line, and he didn't really enjoy the journey. He didn't, take time to stop and smell the roses. He just rushed to a finish line. And so now he feels like there's nothing more for him to accomplish. You have the tower here, and the reason the tower is falling is because those people are ignoring reality. They have built those walls of the tower up around them too high, and the tower represents a comfort zone. And so I feel for a lot of you, the Two of Wands is also a card of a comfort zone. So it's time to leave some sort of comfort zone, whatever that means for you. You have the Hangman here, and the Hangman is about hanging and gaining a new perspective. So I feel like there is a new perspective, but it's like a new perspective on the world. You see this, you have the world right here. And so I feel like you gaining a new perspective on maybe like what the impact that you can have on the world, or the things that you can accomplish in the world. It's like that new perspective is a thing that is going to lead to like an achievement or success. You have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect, equal give and take. So, I feel for a lot of you that you are trying to balance things in your life. I just get balance here, and I think that's also part of the problem as well. It's like if you have a side hustle that you're trying to grow, it's like maybe you have a job. And so I feel that, finding time and balancing your energy could be something that you're working on. I also feel the universe is trying to bring more balance into your life, though. So, definitely a good thing. You have that last card that says that you're at a turning point right now and you're ready. So sometimes I do feel the Justice card is a turning point, because you can put energy on this side or that side. It's like it just can represent a turning point. With the Two of Wands, you have the Page of Wands. We started with an adventure card. You have another adventure card here. You're a Sagittarius. It makes perfect sense to me. He needs to go on an adventure. He needs to get out into the world. Page of Wands. Page of Wands really is a card of needing to follow your enthusiasm, meaning something is very exciting to you right now that you're working on, I feel, for a lot of you. And you just need to put more effort into it, right? It's not even about effort. It's like, I feel like you need to do the smart things. Like I said, and I don't know what that is. You're going to have to do research on whatever it is that you're working on. But I think you'll find that there are things that have a bigger impact on what you're doing, and that's what you need to find. With the Hangman, you have the King of Wands. Yes, being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. You could be attracting a King of Wands type person here. It's kind of funny because I feel like you're attracting a person where maybe you think that they're like a fire sign, but they're actually like a water sign, right? I don't know. It's popping into my head. Or that they're like, maybe you think they're an earth sign, but they're actually a fire sign. It's almost like you're attracting a person who does not act like their sign, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's popping into my head. With the Justice card, could be a Libra as well. You have the High Priestess. Definitely time to trust your intuition. There's been a lot of Piscean energy in readings lately. And I really feel this Piscean energy is just the fact that we have, we have Saturn and Pisces, we have Neptune and Pisces right now. That Neptune and Pisces energy is asking us to dream big, but it's also asking us to break patterns. I mean, Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. Like, you believe things your whole entire life, whatever. And Neptune and Pisces is like, you need to, do those beliefs serve you, or is there something better that you could believe? It's just that simple, right? And, I talk about it all the time because it's like super important that if we face these beliefs, these random beliefs that we just believe for no reason, these could be things that are holding us back. Like maybe you believe that you're not capable of making a bunch of money, or maybe you believe that you're not capable of being loved. Those are, beliefs that you want to challenge. And so doing that is clearly going to make you more successful. You have this business card. It says, expect to have an amazing boost up the business ladder. We talked about this whole entire time. Elevate your awareness and think bigger if you want different results. Are you kidding? You have this card that says your life is at a turning point right now. You are ready. So I feel you are ready to experience this, turning point or this improvement in your life. And we see that here. You have the tower. The tower is coming up in the area of the good stuff. So obviously this is going to be good no matter what. And this could be a shock to the system, but I kind of feel like you're seeing reality for what it is. And, of course, when you see reality, then you can be successful. I also feel in the area of the good stuff with the world, this could just be a move. The tower plus the world and the Two of Wands can just be you moving somewhere or traveling. We see a lot of adventure here, so of course that would be good for you. The world is also a portal card, so she is in the middle of that portal. In the major arcana, we go from the Fool to the world, and then we just start all over again as the Fool. We're always going through these cycles, and I feel for a lot of you could just be starting a new cycle or starting over at the Fool and getting ready for the next stage. You have the Hermit here. The Hermit is about putting yourself out there, and he has that lantern right there. And so I really feel you need to shine your inner light. I feel like there's, it's like there's attention you need to get, or, there's like something you need to do to get attention or something is popping into my head here. So, I really feel you need to like put yourself out there with the Hermit and, kind of shine your inner light. I also feel like you need to kind of like thaw your feet out, right? His feet are frozen at the top of that mountain. And it kind of says that he's maybe afraid to take the first step. But I think you've learned a lot of tough lessons, and now it's time to show the world like what you have learned. And that's what this reading is all about. So let's see. With the Tower, you have the Six of Pentacles. You have this twice, right? Am I making that up? I thought you had this card twice for some reason, but I guess not. Anyway, Six of Pentacles. Well, you have the Justice card, basically this card. I think you're bringing things into balance. I also feel like you understand like where to invest your energy. With the World, you have the Wheel of Fortune, turning point. You have that card that says you're at a turning point. You basically have two wheel cards here, this and the World. So you're at some sort of turning point in your life. With the Hermit, you have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. If you want love, this looks really good. I don't think it's like a major focus for you, but, if you want it, it's here. Excuse me. And I feel it could be a person who's like really sweeping you off your feet, a person who really takes your breath away. Again, there's some sort of difference here. Like I said, maybe you think this person's like one sign, but they're actually another. There's something that stands out to you, about this person. So, there you go. But I do feel if you want love, it looks really, really good. Let's see what's going on here. Looking at your first card, you have this Parrot card. This card, it just says, someone will gossip about you and all your secrets. Every single person has had something about gossip. I tell everybody to just ignore it. We had Mars retrograde in Gemini at the beginning of the year, end of last year into this year. And I always tell people, it's like, I don't care that Mars is well past Gemini, doesn't matter. And past the retrograde, doesn't matter. I think years where we have Mars retrograde, I am always super careful of like, getting into gossip and all that other stuff. It always comes back to bite you. So, I would just completely ignore it, plain and simple. You have this chain card, says chain of events that will affect your life. And look, there's like a map behind this chain. So I feel that everything is adding up. Remember I was saying that it's almost like you're seeing why you had to go through these, challenges or difficult lessons, or you're more understanding the lessons that you experienced. And I feel everything is kind of adding up now. You have this eagle. It says triumph over obstacles. Yes, I feel like you are overcoming obstacles in your life. I kind of get this feeling that something is going to become too much. It's like you're just one day you're just going to like quit your job. It's like, I knew when I was 16 years old, basically that, I started working when I was 12 at a vineyard, and I knew then that I would never work for anyone again. I wanted to quit. I started my first business when I was 16 years old, cleaning fish tanks. And then it took me until I was like 25 finally to just up and quit, and never have a job again. So, what I would say here is it's like I got to this point where it's just like, no, I can't do this anymore. And so, that's what I feel here. It's like there's something, I'm not saying it has to be a job to a business or anything, but there's like something in your life that you want to overcome. And I feel like you're getting to that point where you're just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. You have this money path card. It says a path with money is waiting for you to find it. There you go. So definitely a lot of abundance. Again, I'm telling you right now, yes, I understand that not all of you have a business, but if you do, I'm talking to you, then, there is a ton of success coming in for you. You have this desk card. It says pay attention to your work. I get this feeling for you every single reading that I do, that you need to pay attention to this important stuff, the thing that actually moves the needle forward, right? It's funny because I'm doing the 60-day challenge with a bunch of people, and it's like not picking on anyone, but like a lot of the questions they ask are like the tiny little things that don't matter, instead of focusing on the big things that do matter. And I kind of get that here, where it's like you might be if you're like you have a side hustle or a business, or even if you're just trying to grow in your career, it's like the things that you might be worrying about are just very small, and the things that you should be doing are like much more important. So there you go. But this is a really good reading. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.